there's focus seasons and there's balance seasons, right? There's the focus season. When you have a camera and you focus that camera, everything else is out of balance. That means you can't do nothing else. Like, I'm in focus. And when everything's in balance, there is no focus. Dr. Darius Daniels, one of his mentors, told him, he said, there is no such thing as balance. He said, but there is rhythm. He said, and when there's rhythm, think about it like juggling, right? You got all these things. And yeah, you can't have them all in your hand at the same time, but just make sure you touch each one of them just for a little bit to make sure everything stay going. And I was like, damn, that's really what life is. Like, it's a rhythm.
Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap.
Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap.
Let's go. Zen.
Trap.
Zen.
Trap.
Zen.
Trap.
Zen.
Trap.
Protect.
Yo, peace.
Protect your energy.
Welcome back to the Zen Trap Podcast. I'm one of your two hosts, Yogi LG.
Zen P.
The mission here is the Zen Trap Podcast is to inspire and empower people to continuously seek internal peace, to maximize their personal potential. We got something good today, y'all. We got something good today, and I'm excited. But I'm going to let P give you the news.
And right before that, please, if you haven't, subscribe. And this guest we have today is right on brand with our topic for the month, which is productivity and time management.
Absolutely.
This has been in works for a while now.
Absolutely.
We got a comedian, entertainer, an artist, travel enthusiast.
Yeah.
You probably know him as a member of the Dormtainment. He's the co-host or host of two podcasts, the Comedy Trap House podcast and Real Boss Talk. The owner of Shady Side Up.
Come on.
I can keep going with the accolades on nationally syndicated commercials. I didn't even throw the latest venture of High Frequency in there, the community.
Come on now.
We got a North Carolina representative. Rome Green Jr.'s in the house today, man.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah, appreciate y'all, man. Like, yeah, I feel like I've been doing a lot in my life, man. You know, whenever I get down on myself, I just need to call y'all and make sure you read everything back to me.
Hey, we get free gas, man. Free gas.
And
it's free.
We left stuff off just to not, overdo it a little bit, just to leave it off.
For sure.
Hey, man, how you living, man?
I'm living blessed and beautiful, man. I've been up at it since about 5 a.m., getting some stuff done, getting some stuff shot. The next 6 months of my life is a whirlwind of things. So, but it's exciting things. God is blessing me. So, yeah, I'm just excited to be here. I'm glad you guys are still doing your podcast. Glad you guys are, making sure you give the game back, give the gems back to those around you. So, I'm here. I'm excited to get to it.
Love it, man. We're excited, blessed to have you. As you mentioned in the beginning of our podcast, when we started in 2021, we had Rome as a coach. I would like to say we graduated from the Rome Green Jr. School of Podcasting.
Absolutely.
We can look around at our class. We still here.
Still here, baby.
Still here. We still going. Still here. We'll be mousing it up. Here at the Zen Trap Podcast, we like to give our guests a chance to introduce themselves to our audience in their own way. So we like for you to give your life story in 2 minutes if you can. There'll be no timer on the clock. You can start from wherever you want. That way, if it's some things that maybe we don't know, we couldn't find on the internet, you can provide those things and tell as much as you want or as little as you want. We aren't going to give you a little hand or anything. Just maybe if you go a little over, we'll just look at you a little bit or something. But take your time with it and do it how you want, man. Life story, 2 minutes.
Yeah. No, like I said, in the beginning, God created, so He made me. He made me a creator. So that's first and foremost. I was born in Germany to two military parents. My mom is from North Carolina. Dad is from Sarasota, Florida. But I was raised in North Carolina. Went all through high school there, and then moved to Atlanta, where I met my teammates, my crewmates, where we formed Dormtainment Productions in 2009, and then we grew that, of course, to over 1 million subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Light flex.
Slight flex.
Just a little.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, when it's facts.
You know what I'm saying? When it's facts, it's facts. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I don't write rhymes. I write checks. No diddy. Then we moved to California in 2013, where we got to work with HBO, Comedy Central. The great Issa Rae, shout out to her, man, for helping us out, doing big things. Many commercials, writing, in the process of writing a book now. Started my new venture, High Frequency, along with my other businesses that I did, and now now I'm on the Zen Trap podcast. I mean, you know
Come
what I'm
on,
saying?
man.
Now you here.
Now we here.
That's another feat
This
right
guy's
there.
the
You know what
epitome
I'm
of
saying?
productivity and time management.
Yeah.
Why don't you get us started?
Yeah, so I guess we would kind of want to hear, like, how did you start your wellness journey, your spiritual journey, kind of getting aligned? What started that for you?
Yeah. So around 2016, I remember I'm visiting my grandma back at home in North Carolina, and grandmas just have this spiritual thing about them, especially them southern
For
southern
sure.
grandmas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm chilling with my grandma, and she goes, "Baby, you got something on you that's not supposed to be on you." And at first I thought she was calling me fat. I was like, "Hold on now, let's slow it down." I mean, I know I need to work out a little bit, but hold on.
Out here eating good.
But she was like, you moving in ways that's not really like you. I can feel it. And that's when I was like, damn, like this energy stuff is like real, like because like I'm bringing that in the room, and she can feel that, like especially I'm her grandson, so she done been around me my whole life. So I get back, and just right in time when I get back, my boy goes, "Hey, have you ever read the book The Four Agreements?" And I'm like, nah. And I was like, okay. He was like, you need to read that. So I was like, all right, cool. And at the time, I would read here and there, but I wasn't like reading because
Right.
School, you like I get to it. I read what I read.
Cliff notes.
Yeah, Cliff notes.
Yeah.
But now I was like, all right, I'm getting older. I'm like 27. I was like, let me try to read some. That book blew my mind. Like, just the Four Agreements. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take a thing personally. Always do your best. Never assume. Like those Four Agreements right there, and the way he broke it down, and the way he talks about our shadow self and everything like that. And I was like, I had never really heard this language. I haven't heard a little bit of it before, but it was like a whole new world for me. So that sent me down a spiral, really. And the next book was The Alchemist. And
My favorite.
And I read that book in one day. It was so good. Like it was
So good.
so
You can read
good.
it like 2-3 times in a row.
I'm ready
like,
for the movie. I'm
so
ready for the
good.
movie.
Yeah, I'm ready for the movie, like you said, and it was just such an experience. And then I went on to read the Celestine Prophecy, which I just reread again last week. I just reread that again because it was new, fresh eyes. Because 27-year-old and 36-year-old eyes is two different eyes, and so I got so much out of it the second time reading. So yeah, that's really what I would say. My grandma got me like kick started it, and then like I think once the student is ready, the teacher appears, and so like everything showed up, and then everything just started like kind of manifesting from there, and so. Yeah, so it's been a little minute now. So about 9 years into the journey now.
That's dope, man. I've been a silent fan, supporter on the other side of it. So
Yeah.
I've seen probably since you, like you said, mentioned you started that spiritual journey.
Yeah.
How did that translate into the different business ventures and stuff that you have now? How did going on this spiritual journey translate into you doing, an extra podcast or starting all these new ventures and writing a book and all these different things you're doing now?
I think a lot of it like helped in the sense where now when like. Because in Hollywood, you can get a lot of like no's, right? You can get a lot of like shut doors. But now, because of the way these books transition my mindset, now these shut doors were also opportunities for me to go to that next thing, or opportunity to be like, you know what, this shut door, it's not for me. You know what I'm saying? It used to be that the door was shut and I'd be like, oh, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong with you? But
I'm funny, man.
I'm like, come on, like, you know what I'm saying? Gang, man. Come on, we out here. But
I'm a black man. Come on, you a black man. Come on, give me a job, man.
Yeah. Then it changed from that to, you know what I'm saying? Hey, this is not my time. It's not my opportunity. I can move forward, and I can move forward and know that I did the best that I could do in whatever that adventure was. So it's just started to change the way that I put a framework around the things that I did, and how Boss Talk kind of came about as we were on our Comedy Trap House podcast. And sometimes we would just like have these little gems, and we would be like, okay, oh man, must be time for some Boss Talk. And then we was like, man, we should just turn that into a whole nother podcast. And then that started from there. So it was really, this journey really just helped me put a good framework around the different ventures that I was doing to understand that, which I now fully understand, that there is no destination. It's just a journey. And so like,
It's the journey, man.
It's just a journey. So it's a beautiful thing.
It's about enjoying the process. We agree with that. We understand that, the journey is part of it.
Absolutely.
And that growth mindset, and just understanding like, hey, I'm enjoying the process. So I guess I would say, since you talked about gems and that going into boss talk, when we read books, we always find great gems. What would you say is like your favorite book right now, or a book you would recommend to others to kind of read and kick off their journey if they haven't already started it?
Man, I'm like a library now.
Getting old, man. Did you think you would be like this at 24? Like, I got all kind of books in here, man.
Let me look back at my shelf back here. I got all types
Rolodex.
Okay. There's one book called Hidden Genius, and it really talks about the different genius aspects that go into different athletes, artists, things like that. So that really helps for my creative people. It's called Hidden Genius. I'll have to look at the author again. Right now I'm reading a book from one of my favorite authors, Robin Sharma, called The Wealth.
I've seen that
The
come
Wealth
out.
That Money Can't Buy. I call him Big Sharm.
Big
Sharma. Big Sharm.
Yeah, Big Sharm.
The biggest.
The Big Sharm. I would tell people to read the Celestine Prophecy, because what that does is you start to look at, because basically the Celestine Prophecy is about this man that goes on this search for the 9 insights of life in Peru, and the government is trying to stop him and all this stuff, but it's all these insights about life that they don't want us to have in order to have an enlightened experience on Earth. And so it's a super dope book, and it starts to make you think about all of the things we call coincidences and how they just kind of align together. Like, for example, because just in the first chapter, and at the end of the first chapter, he gets a phone call. He's trying to get a flight to Peru. He can't get one all day, and then finally he meets this guy, and the guy knows a travel agent. He calls travel agent. He was like, "Nah, I don't know." He was like, "Actually, we got one flight left, but one seat left, and you can get on it if you can leave in 3 hours. Like, just can you leave in 3 hours?" He's like, "Oh God." That same day that I read that chapter, I got a call from one of my friends who works at a private jet place and was like, "Hey, I got a one flight for dinner to Santa Barbara tonight. You can get on the jet now if you can leave in like 5 hours." And I was like, "Oh shoot!" Like, so it was just crazy. I was like, so now I'm looking at everything like, who am I supposed to be meeting? Like, and I met a guy on there that was I was supposed to meet. It was like a good networking tip. So like, yeah, I think the Celestine Prophecy is another good book. And the last one I would say is Stephen Bartlett's book, The Diary of a CEO. It's a great read for business.
Dang, I had that on my list, man, because I know he's talking about the coins in a day and stuff. So I just saw that. Definitely adding the Celestine Prophecy to my list.
Prophecy,
have you the monk who sold his Ferrari?
Oh, that's in my top 5. That's in my top 5. That's in my top 5.
All right, that sounds real similar. I was reading that book, and similar stuff was happening to me when reading that book. So I'm definitely gonna check that out. So what type of people do you like to keep around you? Like, I know it's important to have a strong network just in life in general, from close friends, family, and different things. So what type of people do you typically gravitate towards or keep around you so that you stay focused and kind of, work well with your energy and vibe?
Energy builders is what I like to call them, right? Like people that stack energy on top of each other. Like, if your energy is low, they come and stack some high energy on top of you.
I'm still in that.
I'm
still in that.
You talk about it a lot. Hey, if you can't do nothing else, don't come and bring the vibe down.
Don't come
in the room and bring the vibe down.
You got to build the energy for
Think
sure.
about
at least maintain it.
I mean, look at it like this. Like, if our internal is like the construction of a house, right? You got your foundation. Like, energy is the same way. Like, it starts at a point, and it never stops. It's always moving, but sometimes you need people to move it in the direction that it needs to go. You know what I'm saying? So I like to keep people around me that's like always uplifting, always, even if they're not uplifting, they're real with you. They're truthful. They're honest. They're
and they're helping make that foundation stronger.
And they're helping to make that foundation stronger. You can't have people to come and try to take that away, because like we done all been there. We done been around somebody and you leave and you be like, "I'm tired, man." Like they done drained.
I'm not going back over there.
Yeah, I'm done with that house. I am not going back over there. So like, I like to stay around energy builders, and I also like to stay around people who aren't afraid to take criticism, right? And I think that's what I had to learn, especially in business. A lot of business taught me that, like, you got to be able to take it in a certain way, because like it's coming out of love. Like, I just recently learned that what you should do to kind of like help that, like, if you have somebody and you're trying to like help lead them, you need to let them know, like, hey, everything that I'm going to tell you it's because I want you to succeed and go far and well beyond even this. And that kind of helps you put you beside the person and not above the person. Like
Right.
they want to make sure that you stay, and that's what a leader has to do, because sometimes when a leader is too far above, people feel like they can't reach them, and it's tough. So you want, as a leader, you want to lock arms with beside you, so you all can go at the same time and in the same form. So like energy builders and people that know how to take criticism, and just people that are just good people. Like when we went to Bali last year, our first group that we took to Bali, we still talk to them to this day because they were so good at the energy, and they're almost like family now. Like we connected in another country, and we all got to share experiences together. And I love people that I can share experience and bond with in that nature. So yeah, that's my type of people.
And like you said, a trip can bond you for life.
Oh yeah,
a trip
absolutely.
can bond you for life, for sure.
For sure.
Hey man, get off the pedestal and get down there with the people.
Yeah.
Hey, from everything you said, man, you sound like a vibe authenticator to me.
Hey,
For sure, sound like a vibe authenticator.
That's what I like. Yeah. That's what I like.
So I think, I guess, going along with that, like with protecting your energy, your vibe, and energy builders, our mantra here is to protect your peace and protect your energy.
Yeah.
And so, how do you feel like you protect your peace and protect your energy? Is there things you do personally? Maybe it's keeping people away. Maybe it's a routine. Maybe it's working out. Whatever.
Yeah.
How do you feel like you protect your peace and your energy?
To be honest, I think I'm still figuring out how to protect my peace fully. I think because when you're in a space of life where you're like transitioning, you're building business, you're trying to, network, trying to connect, sometimes you can get kind of like spread out with the energy. But I think I would say the best way, to not give too long of an answer, I think the best way is to just have those boundaries. Like I think boundaries is a good thing. And I think Brene Brown, I think in one of my books I got down there.
Hey, that's a buzzword for me.
Yeah, I think
that's
she got
my girl.
You know what I'm saying? I believe she has a book about boundaries. I think I have. I don't think I've read it yet. But
are you talking about Nebra Tawab? Set boundaries, find peace.
Maybe it was that one. Okay, maybe it might have been that one. Might have been that one.
That's a sister too, Nedra.
Yeah,
shout out to Nedra.
Yeah, shout out. I haven't. I think I started to read it, but I think I need to go back and really like dive into it, because
definitely a good one.
Yeah, creating those boundaries is it's tough, but it's necessary. It's tough, but it's necessary. But I think protecting your peace is like just taking care of yourself. Like I think that's a big thing. Drinking your water, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you get your rest, you know what I'm saying? Because if you are at disease, that's when disease come in. You know what I'm saying? So you need to make sure that you protect yourself in the best way possible, in order to make sure you have the most efficient day, the most efficient time, and to protect your peace in that way. Because peace doesn't always have to be from outside. Of course, it can be, you can disturb your own peace. You know what I'm saying?
Come on now.
Hey, if you don't enjoy yourself when you're alone, do you not like the company?
Come on.
I'm adding that to my old man sayings. You say if you are at disease, you could get disease.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm adding that to my old man list.
Yeah, absolutely.
With this new life, and we're talking about productivity and time management for this month. What does your average daily routine look like? How are you planning your schedule? How are you fitting all these things in? Are you looking at it a week at a time? Are you just taking it a day? Like you can answer this however you want, but what's your average day look like, and how do you plan that out for you that works best?
It's so interesting, right? Because sometimes it's a blur. Sometimes, but I think I have my non-negotiables, which is my workouts and my prayer and meditation. That's my non-negotiables. Don't matter how the day go. If I get those things done, then the day good. Because if I'm grateful for the day and nothing else goes right, I was still grateful at the top, and then I end my day the same way, being grateful at the end. And I think because sometimes what I used to do is have this long list of things. I gotta get that done, that done,
it's
that
tough.
done.
I feel the anxiety from just the long list.
Nah. So one of my business partners now, his name is Mark Monroe. He's out of Seattle. He's a VC, black VC out of Seattle. He was like, me and him had a talk one day, and he really opened up my eyes. He said, when it comes to all the productivity, he said it could be a lot of fluff. He said, but honestly, this is the thing you need to focus on. What are the 1 to 3 things that are going to move the needle in my favor? That's it. And when he said it, I was like, that's so simple. He was like, yeah, don't think about nothing else. What are the 1 to 3 things that are going to move the needle in my favor? If answering that one email is going to move the needle in your favor, then that's you productive. That's moving the needle. He was like, when it's not productive is when you are, oh, let me just open up this notes app and just like write something in here because I want to feel productive. That's not doing. That's not
a lot of motion, no action.
Let me jot this thought down.
Yeah, let me jot. You know, like it feel productive. Let me jot this down real quick. You ain't.
That was a good thought I had earlier.
So, but now a typical day, like I said, wake up about 4:30. In the gym about like 5:30. Of course, prayer, meditate in between there. And sometimes it switches. Sometimes I might meditate at nighttime or I might keep it to the day. It depends. But throughout the day, sometimes that needs to get done. And then right now, everything is focused on high frequency because high frequency is our new creative agency that we're building along with the community. So now it's building the business structure high frequency. We're actually about to relaunch here shortly because we did a rebrand. We got our new logo, new everything that we're doing. So excited about that. So that's been the majority of it. But when it was like Shady Side Up and Boss Talk and everything, it's just like figuring out what days are we going to record Tuesday. Okay, cool. Record Tuesday. We knock out 2-3 episodes, or we're going to record Wednesday. My schedule is, I like to call it organized chaos because it could be everywhere, but it's still going to be in some type of format and in some type of way. Like right now, I can show y'all. Like I just wrote this down because I still got to put it in my calendar. But my month of May is just this the month of May. It's just stuff I got to get done.
Nope.
Just
white space.
I'm just like, bro, and like literally from yesterday all the way until the 19th, I just got stuff to do. But I can't pray for God to put me at the table and then complain about the plate being full. Because
that's a bar.
That don't make sense. Like people think
you came here to eat.
And came here to eat, God. Like, well, get the fork ready. Like, let's
go.
Let's eat. You know, heavy is the head that wear the crown.
I'm too abundant right now.
You know, and of course it gets tough. And of course, like when you don't see the money coming in the way you need, all that stuff, it gets tough. But at the end of the day, it's like, what else would I be doing? Is what I gotta ask myself. Or would I be happy in the thing that if it was something else I'm doing? Like people ask for God to do certain things, but then get mad at when, like, for example, they'll say, oh God, I'm praying for strength. And then God says, okay, well, let me give you all these things that you're going to help you build the strength. I'm not just going to give it to you. You're going to build it. Because again, if I give you the strength, it's going to just go away. But if you build it, it's going to stay there. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be something that you rock with. So, so right now that's the schedule, is just like getting up and like, what are the things that are going to move the needle in the direction that I needed to go. That's pretty much
that's dope. And I love how health is the priority. Health
Absolutely.
is like your oxygen mask on the plane. You need to put yours on first before you start messing with the kids.
Like low key, think about it. Like when people be like, I'm gonna die anyway. That's one of the wildest things to say because
I've heard that a lot too from my friends too. Just like, well, like if I get to 70,
My thing is like, yes, we all are going to perish, but like, why would I not look at the principles that God gave me and like, okay, live abundantly, leave an inheritance for your children's children, like all these things. Oh, you want me to get money, God? Okay, got you. All right, bet. You want me to live like lavishly? Okay, cool. Like you want me to be the best person I can be. I don't want to be on earth at 50 years old, sickly in the hospital. That ain't that's not the life to live. You know what I'm saying?
That ain't the promise, really.
That ain't the promise. Like
that ain't the promise.
Like you want to have old age, but also good health with the old age. Because if you're in the hospital from the age of 50 to 70, that ain't what you just back and forth in the hospital.
20 years of that too.
Some people be in and out the hospital all day long. Like, nah, I can't do that. I can't do that.
Well, I'm from North Carolina. I know.
Oh, yeah, you know.
50-year-olds be seeming 75 out there. You just think, like, when you see it too, you just think this is what being old looks like. And then you get around to these other places and you seeing people 80 running around still doing push-ups and walking. And
like the book Ikigai, that talks about all the ways of how they live in Japan, and it's one of the blue zones where people live to be where the most centurions live, and they're out there in Okinawa, Japan, and they 85 doing pull-ups, and they out there walking, they out there gardening, and they move, and it's like, because energy is motion. Like, you got to keep moving, you got to keep your body moving, and people just want to stay stagnant. Like, stagnant water don't do nothing, and we made out of water. Like, stagnant water is actually dangerous. They say when you in the jungle and that still water is not what you're supposed to drink. So if your body is that, why you got that still water, you're gonna make yourself sick. Like, you gotta keep it moving. Like, so nah, I ain't with none of that. Get my health first.
I got something to build right on that. So we're talking about just kind of like how you see older people in our generation. What are some generational things that you've seen, like, passed down maybe that you want to stop at you? Like, whether it's trauma, curses, whatever. What are some generational things that you're like, hey, this stopping here?
Frying everything. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like, it just got a chokehold on North Carolina.
You ain't had them fried salmon bites.
Hey,
though.
he been in LA too long.
You ain't had
He
them
been
fried
in LA
salmon
too.
bites,
He
though.
been in LA too long.
Hold on. It do be good.
Should be two seasons. 2 seasons.
2 seasons, no. You trying to kill me. Hold on, like, slow down. Like, I think we all should enjoy life, but I also believe that, you know, we are what we eat. You know what I'm saying? You are how you feel. Like, and once your body gives you, like, meat. So right now I've been on this thing where I have no bread for the past 3 weeks. No bread, no fried foods. I feel great. Like, low key, I'm scared to eat something fried right now, because I'm like, damn, my body gonna feel different as soon as I eat it.
It's gonna mess you up.
I know it's gonna feel different.
Sluggish.
I'm gonna be sleepy. It's gonna be bad.
Dog, the itis is not real. The itis is not a real thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, but it's not. It's like we get it because of the food we eat.
Yeah,
and then when you change your diet, and you be like, huh,
I'm not sleepy after I ate.
I feel a little bit more energy from eating.
And now, like, after I eat, I try to, like, take a little walk after a while, like, not let it die. Like, you know what I'm saying? Real 65-year-old energy. You know what I'm saying? Real making sure. I try not to eat past like 7 p.m. because people wonder why they're up at night. They be like, "Oh, I have insomnia." No, your body, your digestive system is working and it's keeping you up. Like, it's because
you had a fucking cookie.
Yeah,
at 3 a.m.
You eat dinner at 9 p.m. and you gotta have a little something sweet.
Yeah, right before bed, you would have got a little piece of cake.
Eat some of that supper.
Yeah,
have some supper.
But no, I think no, but just in general, as far as like generational stuff, I think it's just like trying to pass the next generation, just more wellness, more spirituality, more just creativity. Like, hey, saying like we're past the times where you have to be just a lawyer, a doctor, whatever, man. You could be like literally whatever you want to be. I'm teaching my little brothers that. I'm teaching my sisters that. Like, understanding like you literally have the power to create your own realm. Like, create an offer and give that offer to the world. You know what I'm saying? And let people be in a service mindset, and everything will come to you. Like, stop being in a mindset of like, well, people need to hear my story. No. People need to hear how you can help them with a solution or a problem and make their world better. And that's where the abundance comes from. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to push forward for sure.
That's dope, man. I want to push that same message to my nephews. I want them to know that they can do and be anything. You don't limit yourself to the environment you see, which holds a lot of us back a lot of times. You just don't see it, so you don't think you can be it. I hope with this social media age, we can push past that. We strive for those same things here. Yeah. I got a twofer for you. What's your favorite book right now? Okay. I'm selfishly gonna ask that. Okay. And what drives you and keep you consistent? I know you say you have the non-negotiables. Yeah. But what is it for you personally that keeps you getting up at 4:30? Like, I'm sure, did you ever even envision yourself being like living in this type of life? And so what keeps you when that, even if you don't have an alarm now, when you wake up, what makes you motivate you to do all these things? Because you probably don't have to. Like, you can get a regular 9 to 5. You could do something else. What keeps you going?
Definitely, I'm gonna go with I gotta say the Monkus Otis Ferrari. That's definitely up there. But I will say, the Mountain Is You was a fire read.
Oh, I've not read that.
Okay. Yeah, that's a read. Like that's one of the ones I was reading. I was like, oh, you talking. Okay. I like when you read the books, you be like, all right, I got you.
I had that towards ZTP.
And then one more honorable mention is The Psychology of Money. Very, very phenomenal.
I need
book.
that right now.
Okay.
Phenomenal book, because you start to look at like how you've been thinking about money all your life and how you've looked at it and how money is an energy exchange, and like how like it's a fire book. Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, I think his name is. And then one more by him. His next book is called Same as Ever, and it goes back through the history of like different things that you think have changed, but they've been the same as ever. They've just been like tweaked a little bit. And like you go through history, you like, oh, these things haven't really changed. Like we've been here this whole time. It's such a fire read too. And then as far as like what, so we live in a world where like people will be like, oh, well, I'm a black man in America. The system hold me down.
The man.
Or oh man, I was born without a left toe, man, and I can't do this.
I got ADHD.
I got all these things, right? And those things could be true. But now what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what we gonna do now? Are we gonna just keep reliving that same thing every day? Yeah. Or are we gonna be like, I think I can stop complaining about it now. I think I can go out and do something. But as far as me getting up, that's what kind of like, what else am I gonna do? Like my thing is like, yes, motivation comes and goes, but routine holds you in place when you don't wanna like do something. And break it down even further, discipline is something that you learn. Like a lot of people think discipline you just have. No, discipline is something that you learn. Discipline is an action. It's not like you have to actively discipline yourself, right? And I recently learned like, so there's choices and there's decisions, and people think like, oh, that's the same thing. They're two different things. When there's a choice, you have options. When there's a decision, the root word of decision is to cut off. Like the root word of decision is to cut off from, to make to decide.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
decide. So there's no other going back. Yeah. You cut off the rest of the options. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, so it's like if today you like, all right, I'm going to decide to go on my health journey. It's like, okay, well, that means I'm have to cut off every other thing that doesn't align with that plan.
Yeah.
And I just remember about 4 years ago during the pandemic, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to decide to dedicate myself to being the best version I could be, no matter what it is, no matter what the cost. Because when I am the best version of myself, that means everything in my life is going to like line up to that same thing. Yeah. And I really decided that at the top of this year too. I was like, okay, I want to decide to meet my future self now instead of waiting to see him. Like, ooh. I want to meet him now. So in order for me to meet him now, I need to speed up this process. I need to stop playing.
Yeah.
And I recently just wrote this whole thing. It's like it's a conversation between me and my future self. I can't wait to record it. It's gonna be fire. I'm super excited.
That sounds dope.
To talk about it. Yeah. But that's how you got to operate. Like, so now, if I'm about to do something, I'm like, damn, future self wouldn't like that. Let me not do that. Let me not do it, because it puts you in that perpetual mind state, and you build up that confidence. You build it up so much that then it's hard for anybody to like intervene into that world that you done built around. Like, and some people, I'm extreme to some people. Why are you getting up so early? Why you do this? Why you that?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, well, why you not? I mean, it's the same thing. Like, so I can ask you the same thing backwards. Like,
why does it bother you?
Yeah. Why does it bother you?
You going to work out again?
Yeah. You know what? That's how people throw shots. They be like, "Oh, look at you in the gym again."
Yeah, I care about myself.
You come home eating fruit in the house, and you healthy. You healthy now. You getting the grilled chicken.
I only get worried when you eat soup. It ain't the vegetables that get me.
I'm talking about when I go home. I told you I'm trying to get the psychology of money. You gonna just
you slow it down now. Slow it down. No, but that's facts. Like, but I believe also I think people when you do that, it's like kind of holding up a mirror to of themselves. You know what I'm saying? And they seeing what they not doing, and they getting frustrated at what you're doing, especially if it's people in your close circle. Like, oh, okay, you don't want to come out no more. Or you don't. Hey, bro. There's focus seasons and there's balance seasons, right? There's the focus season. When you have a camera and you focus that camera, everything else is out of balance. That means you can't do nothing else. Like I'm in focus. And when everything's in balance, there is no focus. That's why you able to party, you able to do what you want to, and that's okay. Some people's focus season may be for 6 months, and maybe for a year. This is my season. But hey, guess what? Because I focused this season, that balance season gonna be real nice when it's time to get
Come
to
on
it.
now.
You know what I'm saying?
Now.
Like,
it's gonna be balanced.
That's what I'm saying. People have been trying to figure out, this is a balance, and I'm like, no, bro. Like Dr. Darius Daniels, I never forget. He said one of his mentors told him. He said, there is no such thing as balance. He said, but there is rhythm. He said, and when there's rhythm, think about it like juggling, right? You got all these things. And yeah, you can't have them all in your hand at the same time, but just make sure you touch each one of them just for a little bit to make sure everything stays going. And I was like, damn, that's really what life is. Like, it's a rhythm. Like maybe this week I got to do this, and next week I can't do that, but the following week I can do that. Like it's just a rhythm. Especially when you're trying to get it as an entrepreneur. Y'all know, you know how it is. Like you gotta try to get to it. You know,
absolutely. All right, so we got a couple quick questions, I guess.
Yep.
What piece of advice would you give yourself if you were 18? Like back to 18-year-olds, 18-year-old Rome, what piece of advice would you give yourself?
Manage the peaks. That's what I for sure. Manage the peaks, right? There's a book called Peaks and Valleys, and it makes so much sense. It's a very short read, slim book. It almost feels like common sense, and you just don't. You be like, why didn't I do this? But you don't think about it until you're in the valley, and you be like, why didn't I just manage my peak the right way, right? And what I mean by managing the peak is like, oh shoot, I got this lump sum of money. I should probably invest this money. Nah, them J's coming out.
They hard too. I ain't gonna lie.
They hard too.
It'll never be like this. It'll never be like this.
It'll never be like this again.
They're never gonna drop this colorway again.
Yeah. No, not at all. No YOLO. And then you get back in that valley and you be like, I didn't need these. I didn't need these. So managing the peak, and I had that realization last year. I was getting a little wild, making a little extra money, doing too much. Then I hit like a little low point, and I said, I didn't manage the peak. Yeah. It's human. We all do it. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm like, no, I don't play about it now. As soon as I see something, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Manage the peak. I'm just I'm gonna sit back, because I know if I manage the peak now, then the next time I'm in the valley, that peak won't seem so far, because like, okay, I know how to, I can get it. But when you don't manage the peak, that valley deep.
It's low. Ain't it low?
That valley is low.
The top of the mountain just seemed like another valley. Like it's a never ending valley at that point.
Yeah. I would say manage the peak, and I would say mastery is your best friend. Like never sacrifice quantity for the quality. Just because we were so masterful with what we did with Dormtainment, and I think even if we would have been even more masterful, paying attention to all the details, it probably would have been even more. But we did what we needed to do. We were young, but I would say mastery is just something that needs to be focused on at all times. The greats, the Da Vinci's, the Kobe Bryant's, they had this mastery about them where it's in the tiny details. I just heard that Steve Jobs, one of the people that follow him, they came up with this thing called paint the back of the fence. And basically what that means is do the little things in the details, even when you know nobody gonna see it. So even paint the back of the fence, right? The hardware inside the iPhone, we never see it, but Steve Jobs wanted it to be designed beautifully, no matter what, don't matter who see it. And so that's something that I'm like, okay, everything I do, even moving forward. Like I think about paint the back of the fence, even though whoever might not ever see it, make sure that you see it, make sure that you understand how much time you put into it. So I think that's a big
I'm
thing.
adding that to the list too.
Yeah,
Hey, boy,
you give us some bars today, Ron.
Did you paint the back of that fence?
Yeah, paint the back of the fence.
Right.
Yeah, because when you say it, you like, I'm not paying. Ain't nobody gonna see it. That's exactly why. That's exactly why, right there.
Lay a brick, one brick at a time.
Yeah, one brick at a time.
Got a fun question for you here. We are travel enthusiasts as well. I would for sure say I'm itching to go on an international trip.
Man, it's been a minute.
I know.
Itching to go back. What has been your favorite trip so far? Favorite trip or country you visited so far? It's
You gonna
always
do
fun.
that to me?
Always fun to
Yeah,
ask
come
somebody
on.
who's traveled what's their favorite thus far.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one of the most beautiful, and then I'm gonna try to give you favorite. I'm gonna try.
All right, cool. I love it.
Because Japan was.
And that's where I want to go. And that's where I'm up next. That's where I want to go next.
Okay. Let me see. All right, beautiful. I know that one. Like that's Greece. Greece, hands down, is one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my life. You talking about walking inside of a picture? That's exactly what that is. Like it looked crazy.
You Santorini, Mykonos, Athens. Where you hit?
I was in Mykonos.
Mykonos,
Yeah.
Fire.
Windy, super windy as hell, but it was beautiful.
All white everything.
Oh, come on, man! You feel like royalty. Everything. You just want to walk around with your pinky up all day. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. Shades on.
Favorite. Okay. Thailand. Oh, Thailand's up there too. Okay.
Yes,
I'm gonna say because of the culture, the morals, the technology. I gotta go Japan, man. It was crazy. Like
I'm jealous. She's been like
because
6 times.
And because I got to see 3 different cities. You know what I'm
Where'd
saying?
you go?
So I was in Tokyo, of course, Kyoto and Osaka. So so for a first time Japan trip, just first off the fashion. Oh, come on, man.
I know nothing.
The fashion's stupid, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow,
man.
but I wouldn't have expected that.
Listen, the fashion.
I'm
dumb.
just expecting like Pikachu stuff or something.
Oh no, they thrift stores.
It's crazy.
Putting that shit on.
I'm talking about
Put-
like
oh,
gray
yeah, they
bottoms
putting-
at the thrift store.
They putting that shit on.
So she's been like 6 or 7 times when she was working and stuff. So
Let me tell you,
she told me the food. Like she
Food
said, the
is
best
crazy.
pasta she's ever.
Food is crazy.
Food fire. Look, I got this vest and this shirt and these pants. I wore it out. I ain't never got so many compliments. I was like, God dang, like they got that. And I like Uniqlo, and they got crazy Uniqlo stores at like
everywhere.
12-story tall Uniqlo. This shirt I got on now, Uniqlo, because what I'm doing now, I guess I could tell you something talking about fashion. I'm going for a more minimal fashion now.
Yeah.
That's the vibe these days.
Uniqlo is where it's at then. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going
Minimalistic.
for more minimalistic just because I don't want to.
to.
Look, I don't want to think about it. You know what I'm saying? When I get up in the morning, I just want to let me put
Decision
that on.
fatigue. Decision
fatigue. I don't want to think about it. That way. I got less to think about, and you can still get real clean with some just simple
I got
stuff.
this same
That's
thing
it.
in black, brown,
Yep.
green, blue.
Yep. That's it.
I know how it's gonna feel.
And it's that thing they call like quiet luxury, where it's like it's not loud.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Because designer is meant to be seen, but luxury is meant to be understood by those who understand it. You know what I'm saying? So like that's what I like to. That's what I like to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we at. But Japan, yeah, I would say second would be Thailand. Thailand was fire.
When we was in Thailand, they was talking about was that what we were saying? Getting suits made? You go get a suit made there for the low ski?
Oh yeah, for the low ski.
Nice suits. Go ahead, get you a couple
Custom
suits made.
yeah.
Custom suits.
Here's the thing: the price points you just can't beat. The price points is just so fire.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Staying in a hotel for a week would be like $1,000. You be like, come on, man! Like this is like
this is crazy.
This
and you
is
can
crazy.
get a cool Airbnb.
Cool Airbnb.
Nuts, and it's like cheap. You're like, what? We stayed in Thailand. We had the craziest Airbnb. It was like 15 of us.
Yeah,
and it was like cheap. It was crazy.
It's cheap. And then I was gonna say, where did you get to go to PP Island?
Yeah. We went to PP Island.
Yo,
we stayed overnight there.
That's the second most beautiful place I ever seen in my life.
for
PP
sure.
Island, crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
PP Island was like, well, because we got to rent a boat by ourselves, me, Cam, and one of my homegirls, and we was out there, and we was like, Nah,
It's
this
nuts.
dumb.
Yeah, it's
This
different.
dumb.
It's different.
You gotta travel, man. Gotta travel.
For sure. It gives
It
not only
opens up those different parts.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
something you would have never thought about.
not only is it like beautiful sights you've never seen and landscapes you haven't seen in the U.S., but also perspective and culture, and it's dope. We got all right. So one more kind of quick question, I guess. We like to ask this: what's the best compliment you can receive from someone? What's your favorite compliment to get? Like it could be about whatever.
I'm gonna give you this. All right, so recently, so I'm working out at the gym. So I work out at Equinox here in where I live in the Valley area of LA, and you never know who you're gonna meet there. But this one day, so I had my Embrace Change shirt on, my high frequency shirt, and this lady, she goes, "I love your shirt," and I'm like, "Thank you." She was like, "You have a great energy about you," and I was like, "Appreciate it," but I took it light. I was like, "Okay, cool, thank you." Every day afterwards, this lady, I don't know her, but she would pour into me every day. She'd be like, "You are a light. Keep doing what you doing." White lady from New York named Sharona.
Sharona.
And she, like, one day I stopped. I said, "Hey, what's your name? Like, who are you? Like, are you an angel? Like, what's going on? Like,
did God send you to me?"
That's what I'm saying. She would give me a big hug, and she was like, "It's something on you. You got a light in you." Da da da. So like those type of comments, I can't beat that. I can't beat that. They make you feel real good. So I would say that's my best comment. That, and then or your what you do has helped me. Like whenever that person say like, "Hey, what you did has helped me do this. Hey, I started doing this because of you." I started, like, that's a huge compliment. I can never take that for granted. Like I love that so much. Like, cause that's the mission, to be honest. So yeah.
That's what's up.
Shout out to you, Sharona.
Yeah, shout out to Sharona, man.
Sharona, for sure.
Sharona. I said you must have. You was adopted by some black parents or something, like what?
Sharona.
Like Sharona.
Where did you get this name, girl?
Sharona and not give how did you get the name Sharona? My dad's name Sharon.
My dad. Yeah, nah.
Yeah. All right, well, we appreciate having you. Super grateful. A compliment I can give to you, like I mentioned, it's good to see other brothers doing things, and our mission here and what we love so much is not putting yourself in a box and being able to still do all those different things. I think why we wanted to start our podcast is similar to what I feel like you've been on in your journey. I think a lot of people in the black community see spiritual wellness and sometimes as like either a white people thing or a rich people thing or just a thing that is not for them. And you can't still be your same self and do those things. Like they don't see how you can do like the intersectionality of it all. So I just appreciate for you being a role model for other people to see that you can do all these things that you want. But just like you mentioned, you may have to juggle a little bit. You might not can have it all at once, but you can make small changes and make big impacts and have those small, simple things to have that routine to fall back on and stuff. So I appreciate you for just being yourself and doing these different ventures and stuff and inspiring other people to want to do the same thing, man.
I appreciate it. I got to give y'all flowers, man, because like a lot of the times, like you can give somebody something and they won't do nothing with it. They won't execute on it. They say knowledge is key, but I think applied knowledge is the open door. That's really what it is. So I believe what y'all did, you took the information, you ran with it, and you did what you needed to do. You didn't make excuses. Oh, we don't have this piece of equipment. We don't have that. We don't have that. And now we're going to get to it, and we're going to just advance as we keep going. So I want y'all to continue to do what you're doing because you never know who you help, and you never know who's out there listening. You never know that one person might be like, you know what? Let me reach out to them, give them an opportunity. And you won't know that if you don't keep going. So I want y'all to keep going. I love seeing stuff like that. So I appreciate y'all fully, for sure.
I appreciate it, man. Is there anything you want to plug? Anything that we haven't mentioned?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, High Frequency is the new venture. So Shady Side Up, we closed down Shady Side Up January because we wanted to start this new venture. And shout out to Shady Side Up. It was 3 years of learning e-commerce business. And that's just something that I got under my belt now. So I like it. That was beautiful. Boss Talk podcast is now the High Frequency Show, which will be dropping May 9th. Super dope concept. We're shooting it at different Airbnbs. We're doing it like microphone-less. So we got, small microphone. We're doing like real conversational style, super dope 4-camera setup. Super, super excited. Yeah. So that was dope. So yeah, High Frequency Show, and then our High Frequency YouTube channel where we're gonna have 3 flagship shows, which would be the High Frequency Show, Higher Thoughts series, and the Higher Life vlog series, where you're taking you behind the scenes as we're building this creative agency. So I'm just super excited for everything, because everybody that's here at the beginning of the journey gets to see. I love taking people on a journey. So like, I think that's that's the fun stuff.
Like you
said,
said,
I'm not scared.
When you at that peak, and then people asking like, "How you getting to do all this stuff? How's all this just coming to you? You just an overnight?"
Yeah.
You're like, nah.
Sometimes I ask myself, why would I want to put myself through this stress again? But it's all right. I'm like, I think I get off on it. I like it. I think it does something for me. Yeah, I think it does something for me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want to start another business and maybe lose some money while you start? Yeah, let's just do it again.
You don't remember what you?
You don't remember that low, that valley?
Yeah, that valley. No, let's go right back in it. Let's just because I know at the end of the day it's gonna all work out. And I'll give you guys a first exclusive because we haven't told many people this. So me and Cam will be moving to Seattle in October. Moving to Seattle in October because we are creative directors of a new media company out of Seattle, and so
congratulations.
It's gonna be super exciting. So building that, also building High Frequency. Stress. It's just all stress.
Seattle has beautiful vibes, man. I got a homeboy working at Microsoft out there. I did not even know the nature and stuff out there, the hiking and stuff. I knew nothing. I've been to Seattle probably 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah, that nature crazy out there. Yeah, it's like you look up, you like this is a mountain. It look like a desktop background. Like that's
exactly. I've done one of my toughest hikes there. It's just crazy. I never want to be hiking that long again. Somehow they tricked me into doing it 2 times. I did not even know until halfway through it. I was like, how the fuck? But it's beautiful, man. That's dope.
It's definitely beautiful. Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you.
You got any last words?
Hey, man, we just appreciate your time. We know that's your most valuable asset. Continue your journey as a black woman to a black man. Love to see it. Love to see what you and Cam got going. We support you. When you think anybody behind you, if you need a quick word, we got free gas. We'll give you gas for free, man. Gas. 98, 93 octane if you need it.
For our listeners, if y'all haven't, make sure you check out our mixtape we got out now, a little poetry slam. Zen Trappers Not Rappers, Volume 2.
Come on, Volume 2 out now.
Rome, last one. I meant to ask this during for the book. I know I seen in a previous podcast you were talking about potentially writing a book about the power of teamwork or the power of having people around you. Is this what the book may be about, or is it going to be in a completely different direction?
No, that's the later book. I think this book, so it's 2. One, I'm writing a smaller one. I wrote these 12 principles for high frequency, and so I'm about to write out that in a book. That'll be a little shorter. That might even be like a small ebook. I have one ebook I finished, but I might do another one. But the big book is going to be called "You're Full of Shift."
Woo!
Yeah, you're full of, love the title. Full of shift. Nice,
nice.
And just about the principles of creativity and how it help shift you in a new direction. So so I'm excited.
Hey man, everybody be on the lookout. We'll have Rome's links and where you can find him at and all different things listed out. Yeah. Please follow his journey. Get the book when it comes out, and follow High Frequency. Become a part of that community.
Click subscribe right here if you haven't already done so. I'm one of your 2 hosts, Yogi LG.
Zen P.
We got Rome Green Jr. here with us today. We appreciate your time and effort. If you can't do nothing else, protect your peace.
And protect your energy.
It's the Zen Trap.
We out.
I authenticate the vibes, assess how thick the thighs, I vindicate your mind, I do this from behind, I'm watching how you walk, I'm checking how you talk, assessing how you move, and can you catch my groove, the vibe is feeling great, got hookah drinks in place, vibrations are aligned, please authenticate.
Do I even have to say it at this point? It's your boy, Zen P. Vibes authenticated, chemistry elevated, hoes percolating, people's spirits levitating, no phones in the building, people living in the now, got a freaky 90s vibe mixed with Luther's here and now, Oasis Gap if you would, describe it to your hood, share it with your friends, don't let this be the end of manifesting vibes, before you start your night, it starts from within, please authenticate the vibes. Before you start your night, authenticate the vibe.